Welcome to the Tequila Time Podcast. I'm so excited to introduce to you today's guest, member of the Ape Yacht Club, Swole. Hey Swole, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. It's great to have you on the show. I've been so excited to listen to your story and understand how you got into the Ape Yacht Club. How did that look for you exactly?
How did it look in terms of how I got in?
Yeah, like your story so far.
Yeah, so I've been in crypto for a number of years now, and I don't even remember where it was, but I went down like a rabbit hole of just a new part of Web3 that I haven't gone before. Because I remember when CryptoKitties launched back in like 2017 or so, and then I ended up minting like Pokemon, which basically rugged me out of my life. And yeah, it was just on Twitter, and then Ape Yacht Club popped up, and I thought it was neat and something different that no one else was doing, at least from what I had seen. And then, that's kind of how I got in.
That's awesome. Yeah, those crypto kitties were quite popular at one point, weren't they?
Oh yeah, I had a few.
No, that's awesome. Like, who would have known how quick the Ape Yacht Club community and the project in general would have grown, and how it blew up, and celebrities got involved, and everything that's happened so far has just been a bit of a whirlwind. So I'm definitely glad you got into the club, and I'm glad we got to meet at Ape Fest as well this year. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great to finally meet you, the infamous Tequila.
Yeah, it was awesome. Even though it felt quite brief because it was such a busy event, and there was so many things going on, and it was really loud music, etc. But yeah, it was definitely great to put real life faces to 8 profile pictures, and now we've got your body as well.
Yeah, that's always the fun part, is like finally meeting people in person. You're like, oh, especially when they were like anon behind just a PFP, to finally see them. You're like, it's always interesting to see if it's what you expect or not.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's so crazy. And like who knows what's gonna happen in the future and how we'll look in general. I'm sure we'll have like full body VR experiences at one point. It's all exciting. It's a bit crazy.
Oh yeah.
So like since you've been in the space, I know you've involved yourself in different projects. I know you've been dipping your toes into quite a few different things. What are you most excited about? Like what are the things that you're involved in as well that you're most bullish on, would be the word.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I'm most excited about is how we can utilize Web3 and NFTs and crypto into like our real world as we see it, right? Like if I am just doing things online and not benefiting my life outside of the blockchain, then in my opinion, like what's the point? So, I've ended up co-founding different like initiatives and stuff called like Energy Exchange, which helps other nonprofits, or it helps give back initiatives. Right now, we just secured like multiple donations, probably over 14,000 or so in donations that help us like with children over in Indonesia and Bali with like different foods and orphanages and stuff. And then I co-founded and founded at this point a project called Funny Looking Strangers, to where we give back to ocean conservation. We're partnered with the Oceanic Society, and they've been a great partner to have, where they do stuff all over the world as far as like education and beach cleanups and just like eco travel type stuff. And they've been a nonprofit since 1969. So they're the United States oldest ocean conservation nonprofit. So for me, at least, it's part of like just giving back, either to the world or to people, and just helping others in needs, kind of where I'm headed.
That sounds amazing, especially like the children in Indonesia. Obviously, I think they've been hit quite hard in Bali since they rely so much on tourism, like the last few years, especially because of like lockdowns and all of the procedures that happened through COVID. So I bet it's amazing and
Yep.
such a rewarding feeling, being able to give back, especially to the children who are the future. I was scrolling through your timeline earlier, and I was having a little look, and the children look so happy. They look so happy to, be helped. It's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was super cool. I was able to head that way earlier this month in October, and with the help of Brian, the founder of Steezy Ape Gang, we were able to secure some skateboards. So I bought some skateboards with the help of them and brought them to the children, because they do like weekly skate camps and skate teaching and stuff like that at a local skate park. So just meeting them, and I've been sponsoring a child there since this past summer. So it's been cool to finally be there in person and be able to experience that, and like you said, see the joy on their faces. And yeah, it was cool. It's definitely been difficult for them during COVID and stuff, like you said, because of the lockdowns, especially when a lot of their donations are due to tourism. And when you kind of shut down tourism, there's not many people visiting the orphanages. There's a lot of donors kind of dip out, and yeah, it's been kind of rough. So we've been assisting over there as much as we can. So it's been cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, it's incredible and so cool of Brian v. Eath from the Sleazy Ape Gang. And they've got really cool art. So I imagine the skateboards look awesome.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Amazing. And ocean conservation, again, another huge plus point that you're trying to help, because I guess we breathe because of the ocean. It's a massive part of life on this planet, and the way that humans treat the ocean and they disregard it like it's just this one big pool of I guess where you can dump rubbish or whatever, and the fishing and all of the problems with the nets getting stuck throughout the ocean, and obviously a lot of fish living a very short life because of humans. Again, it's amazing that you're helping with ocean conservation as well, because it's a massive part of our life on this planet, and it's amazing. So 2 huge plus points, like what you're doing because of Web3. Wow, I love it.
Thanks. Yeah. I've been a surfer for probably over 15 years now, so obviously the ocean holds a dear place in my heart, to always try to give back and preserve that so it doesn't go to trash. I lived in Southern California for a bit, and seeing the trash on those beaches, and even going to Bali, and everyone thinks it's like a paradise, which it is, but a lot of the beaches have a huge waste problem, just from river runoff and just not proper disposal and things like that. But that's a problem in a lot of islands, not having proper disposal of trash. So yeah, a lot of those places need help.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really pleased that that you're a bored ape, and the fact that you're taking it out upon yourself to go and help in all of those avenues, it makes my heart happy, because I think there's not enough people on this planet like that. I know there are a lot of people who try and help, and there's a lot of people who support different causes. But I guess Web3, NFT, and definitely crypto Twitter, there's not a huge amount of people. Even though we feel like it's quite a lot, it's not, because there's nearly 8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are helping these causes...
And that's kind of the point with...
Go on.
Yeah, it's kind of the point with energy exchange too, is we founded that with Ray to try to figure out ways on how people can kind of give towards causes that there's transparency of. And, there's organizations and stuff like the Giving Block, which has been super helpful with me. And that's how we got in contact with the Oceanic Society. But having a place in the Web3 with people who are running it that they trust in order to have a give back initiative has been super eye-opening, because there's a lot of people who want to give in this space, but they don't know where to do it. And a lot of times you see a lot of these bigger organizations that get donations, and it leaves a lot of these smaller ones struggling. So our goal is to be able to partner with a lot of those smaller organizations and put eyes on them to be able to kind of assist them where they otherwise wouldn't be able to. And, for example, like the orphanage, they have no idea about Web3. They don't know anything about crypto and stuff. And being able to utilize a community like ours that we've been able to build through weekly spaces and Twitter DM chats and everything, and to kind of be able to put focus on that. It's just been amazing, the amount of people that have helped towards that.
That's incredible. It is amazing. So I can only imagine as well how it'll grow throughout time, because we're very early right now. Anything that someone is beginning to build, especially when it comes to networking throughout the space for help from others, and donations can come from many different avenues in different parts of the world, thanks to blockchain technology. I just think it's incredible that you're starting this now, because over time, how it will grow could be exponential. You could change so many lives. You could make a huge positive impact on the planet. I think there's so many positives and benefits to what you're doing. So yeah, I love it. Totally. It's amazing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And surfing. So a surfing board ape, that's quite interesting. Do you think maybe in future you might use your board ape IP on some sort of surfboards, or it just popped to my mind?
Yeah, so I'm actually a surfboard shaper also. So that's it's been on the chopping block for a while. I just haven't been able to kind of get around to it, but I will eventually. I've been in a couple group chats with Kelly Slater and some people who know him and his interest in Web3. And I've talked to Nathan Florence, who's John Florence's brother, who's like world champion surfer. And he actually has a mutant. So I've talked to him a little bit before, and they're catching on eventually, but it'd be cool to kind of see it peek into the surf industry also.
Yeah, definitely. Like that would be amazing. Because imagine how many surfers would want to surf with a Bored Ape. That would be quite cool, you know?
Right. Cool for us, hopefully for them, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, it depends how it's marketed, but if it's branded correctly and it looks really cool, it could definitely be fashionable to surf the waves with a Bored Ape
Yeah.
custom design. I don't know. I like the idea. Plus, you've got a cool ape, the captain hat, the red fur.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. And the
I was
eyes.
meant for
What
the
kind of
ocean.
eyes are they called? The trait?
Just the coin eyes.
Coin eyes. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, Mope's done a good job.
Yeah, they're sick.
They are. Since as well you've been like in the Ape Yacht Club, has your life changed different in many ways? Like have you changed your routine and things, or do you feel like you've stayed kind of the same? Because I feel like I'm constantly on my devices. I never had Twitter before, and now I seem to just be on there every day, daily, like GM and everything else.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what about you?
Yeah, so I like never used Twitter before this. So it's I always thought Twitter was kind of just a confusing world, and I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of it. So yeah, I mean it's definitely changed just from the disgusting usage of my telephone and cell phone and stuff and being on the computer all day, and now I work full time in Web3, so I kind of have to rely on myself for income. That's been
Yeah.
another interesting thing. So I've been full time for a year now in Web3, and yeah, it's been a cool journey. It's definitely been interesting, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. And obviously, I got lucky with having a Bored Ape and stuff. So thankful for them and Yuga Labs and the people I've met along the way. I think that's kind of the most valuable part is the people who we've met in this space that have wholeheartedly be able to assist in like anything we have. And a lot of us who've been here for a while, if we've known you in the space and you're a Bored Ape, like we don't really even second guess anything that you need. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I support you, or I have resources that you need or whatever. So yeah, it's been super cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's no community that I've seen or experienced that's been similar to the Bored Apes. There's something about our community, especially like anyone who's been here for over a year. And again, like you said, we're transparent. We know we are true to who we are. And there's something so special about it that the amount of valuable connections we can make and have made, the amount of people who are willing to help. There's something just so synergizing about it. We are all in sync with each other. We are all in the same boat. We're all able to sell our Bored Apes and have a great amount of, money for it, but we're not. We've held on through bull runs, bear markets, and everything in between. And we're all here and in it together. And the invaluable connections that are made because of it are absolutely mind blowing. Like there's someone who can help in any direction, no matter what kind of industry, no matter what kind of dream, no matter what kind of goal, and anything you need. There seems to be someone who either you can be pointed in the right direction from, I guess, one connection to another, or they're just sort of right there in front of you, and willing to help. Like it is amazing. And I think we're also very fortunate, to be in that situation. And being a Bored Ape, owning a Bored Ape is very much like free marketing. I've never known anything like it, ever.
Yeah, it's definitely been cool. Like you said, even if there's been times where I've like needed things, I don't know, whether it be a dev or whether it just be somebody outside of Web3 or whatever, and you just make a post about it, and so quickly somebody in our community would DM you or comment on it, and or just be there to help and support and be like, oh, like I might know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And it always just kind of circles back. And a lot of times that even comes back around to where that person ends up needing something from me, and then you're able to kind of return the favor. So yeah, it's cool to kind of be able to do that. And a lot of friends and stuff I've made in this space, able to give them business, say if they are devs and stuff, like being able to pass along business to them and help them with their livelihoods. And yeah, it's just cool to build those relationships and be able to support people that support you.
For sure. Like imagine like in years to come and we're all just like this close-knit bunch of friends, and we never would have met if it wasn't for the Bored Apes. We never would have met if it wasn't for NFT Twitter, no, crypto Twitter, I should say. But if it wasn't for any of these things, I don't think many of us would know each other at all, like ever. Like it's just wild.
And
It's
that's
crazy.
kind of the funny
Like to
part
think.
is I always say, yeah, no, I was just saying that's kind of the funny part is like a lot of times when you meet people in real life and then you think, man, like I would never hang out with you or you're not somebody I would ever even like think of like talking to, and then you vibe with them and you're like, oh, like you're a cool person. So it's the same thing with like, like the Swole cult and everything. It's just like a group of people who otherwise wouldn't have crossed paths are now just like everyday like best friends, and it's the coolest thing to be able to experience.
Yeah, like on the note of your Swole cult, I have seen your profile picture so many places, and let's just go into detail a little bit here. Let's like roll back because lots of people who watch this episode are not going to know either of us. They never would have been on crypto Twitter. They're not going to be into NFTs yet. Suddenly there's two Bored Apes on the screen talking about the Swole cult. So do explain a little bit more. How did that start?
Yeah.
What is it exactly
Yeah.
so that people can understand?
So it kind of started by accident. A lot of times people in NFT communities don't want other people using their PFP just for, the IP aspect of it. So me, like, I never really cared. If anything, like it builds more recognition to what I'm doing and to myself. So I was like, I made a post one day and I was like, hey, like change your PFP to my ape. Like you're cool. I give you permission. Not a big deal. And that kind of blew up. And then we kind of joked about it in our ape chat for like a day or so. And I think it was like Hotline Bling or something who said something. And with him and like some other people were just like, why don't you just like turn it into a collection or whatever? So I was like, okay. So I went on OpenSea, just did 100 editions of it. And I was like, hey, you can now like hex the PFP on Twitter and be able to rock it for real and just own it. So then that minted out in like 40 minutes. It was a free mint. And as a joke, I think I put like a 1% royalties on it. And then like everyone started changing their PFP. And I think we started having these like cult spaces where we had like 40 or 50 people would just like change their PFP to my ape. And everyone was like, who's who? And like, it was so funny. And everyone just started saying like, I am Swole, we are Swole. So then OpenSea ended up taking us down. And then with the help of some of the founders from Bored Ape Yacht Club and Top Shot East and some other people at OpenSea, we were able to get that back up. And then we got taken down again the next day. And then within a couple hours, we were back up again. So that was, a lot of trials and tribulations, and I guess proof of a concept too, that we do own our IP and that I can mint the exact same thing, which is why they took it down, I guess, in the first place. Yeah. So being the owner of my ape, I'm now, I guess, allowed to be able to do that. And so maybe we have a Twitter DM group, and every morning everyone's like Swole morning or Swole night. And, we have our spaces on Monday nights at 8:30. And it's just been this group of people who, like I said, otherwise wouldn't have been around each other, who now like support each other in every way, whether it be getting them whitelists for their projects, whether it be mental health support, whether it just be like somebody needing to vent, somebody, there's people in there who literally take us through their day. They're just like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or this is what I have for breakfast, or look at my dog, look at my kids. So yeah, it's just kind of become this huge like Swole family, and it's been really cool because like some people have made merch shops, some people have made stickers, they've made graphics, they've made like so many things and different variations of the Swole ape. So yeah, it's just kind of been this fun little like community driven. I wouldn't even call it a project. It's just been fun to hang out with people.
Yeah, it sounds wild, but amazing at the same time. That's the power of IP, owning your own intellectual property, being able to duplicate something because you own it and sell it and resell it. It's amazing. And the fact now you have a Swole cult and they're preaching
Yeah.
Swole, I am Swole, like you could have like Swole events and it's like Swole party, Swole nightclub, Swole tequila.
Yeah, I joked that
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it could
get
get quite fun.
everybody into Ape Fest. Hmm.
I love it. I love it. Well, imagine that was possible. Like, wow. Wow.
I
We'll
know.
have a
That'd be
small
wild.
stage to the right side. Oh,
Oh
it's
gosh.
amazing. Yeah, I can just imagine it. It's amazing. Yeah, but again, just being able to create something from nothing, really, and then having those connections, and community is everything. So being able to build a community around your Bored Ape, like wow, and that goes for like anyone,
Yeah.
I guess, who can
Well,
use
it's
the IP of their NFT, like not just Bored Apes, anyone can do that.
yeah. Well, it's been cool because the Swole community has been so supportive of like, projects and initiatives that I've been working on, and that's kind of the cool thing is like people don't. How do I say? I'm sure some of them at first got the NFT because it was a Bored Ape, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
more of like, at least I would like to think more it's a representative of like who I am as a person and people wanting to be able to support me and like my initiatives, of kind of making change, I guess you could say. So yeah, they've been super supportive of like funny looking strangers and energy exchange and other people's projects that have come in and out of our community also. And one of the things we do is like always support each other in there, whether you're a big artist, you're a small artist, getting into the space. Like we will always like pull up to everybody's Twitter spaces. We pull up to everybody's like posts. And the cool thing, unlike a lot of DM chats, which there's two DM chats that I'm in that don't turn into shill spaces, and it's the Swole Cult and it's our Ape chat and our Energy Exchange chat also. But every other Twitter DM group starts off like friendly, and then it turns into, hey, can you repost
Mm-hmm.
this for me? And those
Yeah.
three channels have been a really great place of like balance between that and not just people popping in to like, hey, go comment on my shit. So it's been
Mm-hmm.
really cool to be able to like actually have a real community off of it and not just like a fake one so that you can generate engagement. Which
Yeah.
I think is even more beautiful part of it, because if it was purely just an engagement kind of chat, like I probably would have deleted it, but everybody has been there like genuine true selves in it, and it's been amazing to see.
Yeah, for sure. I love that aspect, and I love that that's how it's blossomed for you, because most of the chats, I feel like sometimes I need to just leave them, and I want to support most of the people I know in there. It's just it becomes a point where I can't see other messages because it just gets like full and they're constant. I feel like the group chats that end up becoming shill zones, there's so many retweets to do, so many
Hmm.
things that it clogs up my inbox, and then I feel like I can't give value because I can't keep up because I can't be in there all the time. But yeah, so the fact that you've managed to sort of build something that's, I guess, not that, something that's a bit more special, something that's more unique to the crypto space, that's, and you now then build those valuable connections you can sort of build quality relationships from. I love that. Yeah, it's amazing. And I see your profile
Yeah.
picture, I'm not
Yeah.
joking, everywhere. And at first I was a bit confused, thinking, how can he comment so many times so quick? I was like, and because obviously people sort of sometimes use part of your name in it. So I was really confused. I was like, which one is the real Swole?
Yeah, they
Who's the
do.
real Swole? Yeah, you need like a
Yeah, a
Swole
lot of
official,
people change their names. So like there's like the witch doc Swole. It's so funny how people put Swole in their names, and like even like Metamori, he's even got like multiple
Yeah.
ENSs, like the way.eth, he got swolecult.eth, and he like sent them to me. He's like, yo, I think you need these. So it's been super cool to like everyone kind of embrace the
Wow.
word Swole. It's been funny.
Going viral. You've like created this way to like go viral, basically.
On accident.
Yeah, it's like a new alpha kind of hack. and we can all hear about it and we can all duplicate it. Maybe you'll see like lots of I Am Tequilas everywhere soon.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I don't think anyone else has like done that with their PFP.
I don't think so. No, you're a first. You're a first to do that. And I'm a first to basically create videos with only our filters, basically. I think it's crazy. It's wild. Because one day, in years to come, we'll look back at these things we're doing and we'll think, yeah, we were just having fun. But wow, we've like basically mapped out a piece of history, you know, that you can never take away. It's wild. I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like every day I'm like, let's fucking go. Because I'm like literally so excited. I can't keep it in. I'm so excited for everything, you know, for all of us, because we've all got such massive opportunity and we're so early. We're all so early and we've got like this opportunity to like use our IP to build and grow. And who knows what's going to happen? You know, like who knows where everything's going to lead and where one day we end up like in the next decade. Who knows? But all I know is we've got this golden opportunity that if we hold on tight to and really do aim for our dreams and our goals, I don't think anything is unreachable. I don't see any ceiling. I feel no ceiling. And I'm constantly this bubble of energy and joy and excitement because all I see is opportunity. All I see is greatness. And as naive as that may be, and maybe I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses, I don't know, but I love it. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to change.
Well, it's cool because even in person, like, you know, a lot of times people are different in person, but you're like exactly the same. Just like you said, just a bundle of energy. So it's exciting to see that much passion for just life and for, you know, just things in general. So it's a nice change from reality for a lot of people.
Thank you. I can't hold it in. Do you know, sometimes if I laugh or I'm having fun, if I try and stop it, it comes out with such greater force that it just is, it's wild. So sometimes I just got to let it out and just keep going because otherwise it's just like a bottle of pop, you know, that you shake and that's it. That is it. But yeah, I'm not any different in real life. Like I am me, you know, I am tequila. Tequila is me. I've never been any different. I mean, like there's been parts of my life that have been terribly difficult and there's been parts of my life like everyone's, you know, we all go through trials and tribulations. We all go through things that feel like they're painful, you know, like there's paths through life that we have to walk sometimes and it just feels like this dreaded walk. And yeah, I've definitely been through those moments, but I've come out the other end of them with a lot of like, you know, effort and determination and, you know, kept moving towards my goals and moving towards living. And, you know, eventually then you come out of them the other end and you come out stronger. Yeah. Without those, I think, difficult times, sometimes then it might be difficult to appreciate the great moments, you know? So I appreciate every great moment in my life. I love that whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm breathing and I can see and hear. Like I try and be grateful for all of the basic things that, you know, we as humans need. And because lots of people on the planet don't have even basic necessities, you know, even just the basic motor skills or, you know, vision or touch or... So I just literally feel grateful every day and it like everything. And then this space on top of it. And then all of the GMs, because that's grown like a crazy trend. And I get sometimes 100 comments. Like I never, like, really, it's crazy. Because even celebrities don't get that on Twitter. I look at their profile sometimes. It's like 2 retweets and a couple of comments. I'm like, you've got a blue check mark and people know that you're a viable source, so to speak, and we're getting more retweets, more comments, more engagement because I guess we're all like genuine people who just love this space. We're all, I guess, again in it together. We all appreciate each other, and you turn up with a jolly good morning, and everyone just thinks, yeah, let's all GM, let's all get on it, and then so like we're gonna make it, and let's fucking go, and then that's just it. It just really does give me a joy in the morning, so I love it. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, I also love that it doesn't have to be just the mornings either. You can GM at any time, day or night, because NFTs are 24/7.
It's always morning somewhere.
Blockchain. Yeah, exactly. Somewhere around the world, someone's waking up every hour. So yeah, I GM all the time, really.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, so like I love it. Like I know you're as well into like meditation, yoga, mindfulness, and my last podcast with I can't remember who mentioned it. It was either Jean or Big Mish. It might have been Big Mish who I podcasted with. And we were talking, and Trap, obviously. I know you two are like, brothers, you're good bros, you're like close knit. But yeah, no, obviously Trap mentioned you. But a few podcasts later, I think it might have been number 8 or 9. I think it was Big Mish. And oh no, it was Katrilla. No, it was definitely. I think it was Katrilla, and we were doing like a bit of yoga together. I was like, "Come on now, Katrilla, do it with me. Arms in the air, deep breath." And he said, "You know who would be good to do this with you is Swole." And I was like, "Oh, actually, we're arranging a podcast soon. Like he's on like in a few." So, and he was like, "Yeah, he's
That's
really
so
into
funny.
all that mindfulness and stuff." Yeah, so you actually come up on a podcast.
I first met him at Art Basel last year, and we ended up cuddling on a mattress together for one night. So it was a great moment between us two. We were able to really connect.
Yeah, that sounds like very intimate, actually. I don't think so. Definitely on the podcast, and I was all out there. Good Triller and Swole got nice and cozy on the mattress once.
Yeah.
And did you have your shirt off then as well, Swole?
Oh, we did. I probably did, to be honest. I don't typically sleep with one.
2 bored apes getting close and personal. I mean, we really do have this really tight-knit community.
Things got a little hairy.
Oh gosh, without this filter, like I'm crying a little, like I've got tears. Yeah, like it's going live anyway, whether he wanted that information out there or not. So it's out there to the public now, Katrilla.
I'm sure he'll love it.
Yeah, and are you actually going to Art Basel this year?
I'm supposed to be speaking at Decentral on the 28th or 29th. I don't know how long I'm going to stay in town for, but yeah, I'll be around for a little bit.
Nice.
Are you?
Because I'm currently traveling on the other side, and I'm gonna hopefully meet a few cool people in NFT London, and then shortly after that event, I'm gonna fly back to my paradise because I really miss it. I'm missing the beach. I'm missing like my bikini and flip flop days, which is normally every day. So yeah, after NFT London, I'm gonna fly back to paradise, and then obviously I'm not that far from America then, so definitely plan on Art Basel. I'm really excited. I didn't go last time, so it'd be nice just to I guess connect with people.
Yeah, it's
meet
fun.
people as well as like obviously I know you now, but yeah, it would be nice to see everyone there.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like not as loud as like Ape Fest was, so it might be like an easier way to network and to meet people, a different kind of vibe. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
It is, yeah, definitely different. It's fun.
Yeah, I hope you can stick around for like the couple of days. I think it's like the 1st to the 3rd of December, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll let you know.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I think some of our Ape group are planning on maybe sharing accommodations. It might be good actually to look into all of that. Although I can't imagine me sharing a mattress on the floor with anyone. So sorry about that. No, it'll be good just to meet up with everyone and have a great experience, make memories, get some nice photos and hold those memories for life, on the blockchain forever.
Yeah, we'll mint him. We'll have Board Ohms takes pictures and he'll mint them for us.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, Board Ohms can take over. He can do the photography and the minting and we'll all just have fun. And he can get involved when he puts the camera down. Sounds good. Because that's another thing. I'm like really looking forward to like more in real life meetups, because the more communities that sort of meet in real life, the more connections we make, I think the better and stronger we'll be like ongoing, into the future. I think it's powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to stick together.
For sure. I mean, like you can't build alone. And the more people who are around to support each other, like a circle of energy, we help someone and then it sort of comes back in other ways. And again, I just feel like the opportunity to grow and through more and more people connecting, like that is the basis of how everything grows, because we're all connected on this planet. And whilst being interconnected, we're also quite disconnected because the world is a little bit cruel. The world can be difficult, and obviously there's powers above us, and they try and dictate and control our lives. And when it comes then to being soulful beings on the planet and just enjoying our lives, and the fact that we're breathing and living and we are soulful beings having this conscious life experience, which is quite amazing when you really think about it. When you look up into the sky and you see all these stars and there's galaxies and space, and you don't know how far it goes or what's up there or where it leads to. The ocean, we don't really know what's under there. That might be where the aliens are. That's where I think anyway. So we're all here together. And sometimes, especially because of, I guess, different sides of politics, different media, especially mainstream media, it can be quite damaging. So people then feel very disconnected. People feel like they're against one another, whether it's race, color, culture, religion, whatever it might be. And it's so sad. So when we have these NFT groups and we're all in this we're all mutually interested in the same things and the future of it, it almost brings us close, regardless of any other thing. And I think that's quite beautiful, where nothing else can dictate any differences, I think it's the most amazing way I've ever seen people connect. And it's because of blockchain technology. It's because of Vitalik Buterin creating Ethereum. It's because we're all being able to have this experience because of everything and technology advancing, and the great minds on the planet making things possible. And I just think it's this beautiful experience. And if we all just take a deep breath and sort of really look at it and really, I guess, analyze what's going on, it's actually quite special. It's really special.
Yeah. As much drama as there is sometimes in crypto Twitter, it's definitely been a great medium of unifying a lot of different personalities and backgrounds and just people from all over the world. It's so cool to be able to travel somewhere and somebody I know from Twitter is like, oh, stay with me, or let's meet up here, let's meet up there. I feel like I have a friend all over the world.
Yeah, for sure. It was one of my goals a few years ago, especially before crypto Twitter and all of this stuff. My goal was to make friends with at least one person in every country globally, so that no matter where I went, I could be like, oh, let's grab a coffee, let's meet in real life. And then suddenly the Bored Ape Yacht Club come around and we become this community of people, and people were from all over the world. And I was like, wow, that goal I had, I was working towards actually becoming a reality. It's wild. It's crazy. I love it. I'm so excited. It's amazing. What are the things as well? What are you most excited for about the space? Where do you see the future? If you had to, for example, think 5 years into the future or more, and you could imagine where there's no barriers, money's not the barrier, ETH isn't the barrier, the volatile markets isn't the barrier, nothing. There's no ceiling, no barrier. Where would your dream for your Bored Ape to take you? Where would your dream be if you had to look years into the future? What would it be?
I mean, hopefully it provides a medium of licensing in a way. So I've, worked with Bored Jobs and on their little board or whatever, and have some other things in the works using licensing. But I guess having a way of financial freedom is always a goal for a lot of people. I didn't necessarily have that growing up and lived our own struggled life, I guess you could say, as a child. And, I'm at a position now, largely thanks to Bored Ape Yacht Club, that's been able to shift my mentality of sorts of money, and realizing not focusing on money so much and just believing that the universe will provide in abundance, and just believing in that. And it's crazy how much you really just kind of let things happen in that sense of belief, that things just kind of fall in your lap and you're just like, whoa, it's actually happening, or the manifestations you've had and stuff like that all just kind of slowly start coming together, largely from different connections that I've had in this space. And at least for me with Web3 and other people around the world, is providing a medium of a decentralized finance for people. Again, not everyone wants a decentralized way, and there's always going to be a place where somebody else is going to govern your money or income or whatever. But knowing that there's an option, for example, I use my bank pretty much as a medium to like pay for things, or pay off credit cards or pay bills and stuff like that. But largely, I don't keep anything in an actual bank. So if anything were to happen, nobody's going to freeze my income. No one's going to freeze my money, and no one's going to, take a hold of it, right? Like I can just go anywhere I want in the world and be able to open up a new bank account or go somewhere. Like you can go to Bali and use something like, I think it's like Indodex or something where you could just go withdraw from like an actual facility. But supplying mediums of people to be able to like fully control their money and not have to worry about the government or another entity like controlling that aspect of it, I think is important. And if people want to do it, then having that available, I think, is going to be a huge catalyst. And might be the downfall of certain currencies and economies, but as history tells us, I think it's like every 200 or 300 years, like a culture or something, civilization collapses, right? And we're kind of on the precipice of that, or the cusp of reaching that here in the United States and other countries and civilizations in the world. So it's interesting to see what the next step will be for it.
Yeah, no, for sure. It gives so much freedom to people financially. If you think about it, any higher power above us, whether it be the law, whether it be government, whether it be banks that obviously hold your money, but don't really hold your money. They're gambling with people's money. No bank has got money there, if you know what I mean, in that way. It's not like you've got money in your account and your account is in the bank. It's all digits on a screen, meaning
just numbers on a computer.
Your money is in a bank. Yeah, exactly. And I think people like naively think that when they have their money in the bank, it's there and it's constantly there all the time. When really it's debt, and banks use money to invest in, into stocks and shares and all sorts of things with people's money, so banks need people's money. And obviously the financial roundabout keeps people in that cycle. They need people when they're born to have a tax code. Then they know for exactly X amount of years how many more zeros they're going to make on that one person because of tax. And then the circle goes on and on and on. And everything in any developed part of the world is the framework is created to keep people in that country and to keep them serving the powers above them. And it's quite an amazing thing that now with blockchain, smart contracts and digital wallets, how freeing it is to know that the banks and the governments and anyone above do not control it. They can't control it. And right now it's quite free. I don't know how it's going to look, in future when things are more policed. But at the moment, people can really set themselves up for life if they only try to and learn. And I think it's just incredible because even borders segregate us as people. So borders stop us entering countries and connecting with more minds, and being able to become one as humans. And instead we're segregated by borders, and let alone the financial system. There's some countries that don't have passports to enter somewhere else. There's other countries that can't use certain banking systems, even PayPal, and things like that. And everything is very ostracizing. It keeps people suppressed, it keeps them down. And it is I really don't like it. I really hate the way the world works. And I hate that everything revolves around money. And I hate the word hate. I don't normally use it much. But those things, I do feel quite strongly about.
I think it's changing our relationship with money has been huge for me in a sense. Because like once you stop focusing on getting money or having money, at least for me, like I've made more because I focused more on giving back. Like a lot of things that like I focus on is like, the more that I give, like the more I'll receive, right? The more people I help, the more I'll be helped, and take care of others, and yourself will be taken care of, if that makes sense. Like there's the saying of that. And I truly believe that. So that's where a lot of my focus has been, towards just helping other people and not worrying about myself so much, and I'll be taken care of.
Yeah, definitely. I believe in good karma, and I believe in good energy. I feel like the world is all energy. We're all very electric. Like if you go deep on science, everything is connected. We're connected to everything, including the trees that grow from the ground. We are so connected to this planet, yet we've become very disconnected because of the way we've been conformed to live and society's rules and the way they kind of change the way our minds should work and dictate what we should think. There's so many things on this planet that's taken away what the spirit of human beings are, that sometimes we've got to rewind and switch off sometimes, like touch grass.
Yes, go touch grass.
Or sand in our case. Yeah. But yeah, there's so many amazing opportunities because of everything that we're now experiencing and because of the way technology is allowing us to be more free. And the fact that you went through a ladder in life, and now you're at a point where you don't feel so concerned about money, even though we all need money to live, don't get me wrong. But you've gone through, I guess, a change where you were struggling to then now being able to make money in a way where you could possibly make money while you sleep. Because if things are minting that you're minting, then you're going to be making money whether you're awake or asleep or whatever. So again, there's so many opportunities. And, the fact that you've already been able to change your life using all this technology already, imagine what another 3 years will look like, or 5 years, or 10 years. I mean, the opportunities are endless.
Yeah. Well, even, the bull run in 2017 and stuff like that we didn't think it would get any bigger, right? You think that's the peak. And then when it was over, it was over. And then I think it was 2020 hit or end of 2019, something like that. And you're just like, oh, wait, it's bigger than I thought it was. So now that we're kind of in another bearish cycle and everyone's like, oh no, crypto is dead. I'm like, no, but it gets bigger. It's kind of like, I don't know if you know who Billy Mays is. He's like, but wait, there's more. So you just got to be patient and obviously protect yourself and your assets and don't just utilize stablecoin if you can. Not financial advice.
Yeah, do your own research. DYOR. Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely if people can be careful about it and use a ledger, and only use hot wallets carefully and not click links. And I do think people need more lessons in how to use the technology, because I think there's a part missing somewhere where we're all being active degens. None of us really know what we're doing sometimes because things can get a little bit technical. And sometimes you need to ask for help. But there's times where there's bad actors offering the help and people get sucked into another wormhole and then get scammed. And I just think it's so sad. Every time there's a scam and someone loses something, I have this horrible feeling in my stomach, and I just feel so sad for them, because I can just imagine if it happened to me and how easy it is, especially when you're, I don't know, tired and you do something without really thinking and just clicking because, you click in general on your mouse pad and wherever. It's so easy. It's so easy to make a mistake. Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Some lessons on safety and put a condom on it.
And don't click links.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah. What? I'm finding it hard to keep a straight face now. What have I done to myself? Right. Oh. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Okay, rewind. Try and change the subject. Moving on swiftly from safety. In regards to everything that you've learned, so we've gone through a year and a half at least since we minted our Bored Ape, since we've gone through this wild journey. What are the key things that you've taken from the last year and a half? If you were to tell your younger self, because this space feels like it's a decade old, it doesn't feel like it's been 18 months so far. So from your time in the Bored Ape Yacht Club, from your time, I guess even in crypto, going back to 2017, like you said before, what are some key points that you've learned along the way that if someone new was entering the space, that you would kind of tell them just in regards to, your own personal experience, like your own stories, really?
Yeah. I would say is have a lot of conviction in your plays, if that makes sense. it's easy to get scared and shaken out because a lot of things can be so volatile. But I think if you just kind of like, especially with your bigger cap plays like Bitcoin and Ethereum, is just having the conviction in the technology and what good it can do for the world and just for many, many different industries, and not even just NFTs, but just like infrastructure in general. And just, believing that, and don't play with rent money and stick to your path, stick to your plan, and don't deviate from that. Don't FOMO is a hell of a drug, and we've all felt it, and a lot of times we've gambled a little more than we should have. And don't second guess your intuition, I think is an important one. But yeah, and if I can go back and tell myself anything, I would say buy more apes and buy more Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing.
No, to say the least.
Yes, for sure. It is. Like, wow. And say you were to write a book and it was telling your journey in the Bored Ape Yacht Club so far, telling your journey about the crypto space. Are there any like stories that you'd definitely put in there?
It would definitely be meeting like internet people. Because a lot of times, growing up, like people are like, oh, don't meet random people you meet from the internet or like from MySpace or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And it's like a lot of times those are not even anonymous people. Like you kind of know what they look like. But even more so with Twitter, like I've met up with people that I have no idea who I'm looking for. And I'm doing the complete opposite of like what my parents would have told me. So it's just kind of funny, like the stories of like meeting people for the first time that you've talked to for months and months and months. Like those are just amazing stories to have, because it's like not an awkward interaction. It's more of like a welcoming hug and just like joy to finally be able to meet these people. Like I'm meeting somebody this weekend, Alejo, who I've known for over a year at this point, and he's up in Canada, and he's going to be in my area. And he's like, dude, I told you we'd be able to meet eventually. So I'm going to make time to go over and, have lunch or dinner or something with him. And yeah, it's just cool. And I think those are a lot of the stories. A lot of the community stories are one of the ones that I think would be the ones that would be included, and, the people I've met along the way.
Yeah, amazing. It's amazing. That's again so cool. It's not even like one of the main events and you're kind of making your own event because you just want to meet in real life. It is incredible. Mm-hmm. And has that person specifically become a Swole cult member?
I don't know, actually. I don't think he has the Swole. I could be mistaken. But he has a funny looking stranger, and he's been a big supporter of myself for a long time. So he's a good friend of mine, and it's cool. Like even in Central Florida, we've created this group of people that through Web3 CFL and Web3 Central Florida, where we have like weekly meetups, and we do like monthly or bi-monthly events. Like Spotty Wi-Fi came out, Cat 5 comes out on the DJ, and other like Marty came out. He's come out both times to both of our events. So it's cool to like be able to have those experiences here on a local level too, because there's so many people in Florida, and I didn't realize there were so many people in Central Florida, which is kind of why we started it. And then it just kind of blew up, and just stories like that are just ones that I think are super cool.
Yeah, they're the best for sure. I love it, honestly. And I can't wait for all of the new meetups and everything that's going to happen, because a lot of NFT communities actually put on some quite cool in real life events. Even the Bored Ape ladies, they put on a retreat recently, and I'm the wrong side of the world and I missed it, but it looked awesome. Like there's so many things.
Yeah, I think
so many things always happening. Definitely get FOMO all the time. Even more for the in real life stuff, I guess, now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to more of it. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah, definitely. Can't wait. So yeah, my I'd be the same probably. All of like the in real life stuff so far, people I've met along the way, the amazing connections I've made, and yeah, and I just can't wait to see where it leads. Who knows what the future's going to bring?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Hopefully it's bright.
It will be. It's going to be bright. We're going to make it. For sure. No doubt. No, it's going to be brighter than bright, honestly. Especially if tequila's got anything to do with it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't feel like we've been speaking an hour, at all.
No, time flies. Time doesn't exist anyways.
Yeah, like I say this all the time, I do not believe in time. Whoever invented clocks was just a boss wanting people to turn up at a certain time to go and do a job. I don't think time
Yeah.
is real. I feel like it just evaporates.
There's this construct of time just being one moment, right? Like from birth to death, that's just one moment. The only reason it seems like time is because we've created a calendar, we've created clocks, we've created time for organization or whatever it may be. But in reality, it's just one big waking moment that we live in. So I don't like time. I don't construct to it. I always joke like I'm always on Puerto Rican time. I'll get there when I get there.
Yeah. Definitely. No, I'm so on your wavelength. I agree. Like, I don't believe that time is real. There's something about it that's always seemed a little bit made up, especially when it comes to numbers, digits, calendars. It all felt very man orchestrated. And I don't sleep the same amount of hours as an average person. It's like roughly 3 to 5 hours. And I function very well from it. And that was way before the NFT space. It's just the way I've always been before I can even remember. And I get so excited with things that happen when I'm awake that I can't sleep. Like sometimes I find it really difficult to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And never do I feel like time is real. Even in those moments, you know, where I've barely slept at all and I wake back up. Okay.
Welcome back.
Oh, sorry about that. I was like, what's going on? And like literally I was using a dummy battery and it overheated.
Oh no.
Yeah. I remember it just was going on and on
conversation.
That time. But yeah, I just don't believe in it. Like wild. Like if you just think of how big space in general is, like how can you believe that anything really is as per what human beings made up and said? Because how do we even know? How do we even know anything that we've ever been taught is true?
Most of it hasn't been.
Yeah, we just like learn from past and other people's experiences and interpretations of what the world kind of is around them. You know, we hear other people's stories and we learn from those stories and theories, and it's just wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow, what an episode. It's been so amazing to have you on, Swole. Thank you so much for bringing yourself here, your topless ape. I've thoroughly enjoyed you on the show. It's been really interesting. I've loved the conversation and I hope you come back in the future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd love to come back. Thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
You're welcome. It has been fun. Yeah, plenty of laughs. We're gonna make it. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Tequila.
We're gonna make it. Tequila. Oh. It's been amazing. Thank you so much, Swole. It's been a joy to have you on the show. Definitely can't wait for the next time you come on. And yeah, I'll see you back on Crypto Twitter. It's been awesome.
Yep. I'll see you next time.